I met a gypsy.
You know, from Minnesota, it was just the things that I were letting get to me. You know, you're from Minnesota. Nobody ever makes out of Minnesota. Nobody good's ever come out. I mean, a few good guys had. Donnie Schmidt, Heath Voss, really good guys, but like nobody wins championships out of Minnesota. These things that you had to like overcome, you know, and he got the shot and he doesn't deserve it, and nor did I really feel like I did deserve it because I won, but I didn't start winning amateur races until I was like 15, way late. So I was like, oh, man, maybe I don't deserve it, but I was like, well, here's my shot. I'm gonna give it all I got. But those first couple years. It's funny. I signed a 2-year deal with Suzuki, and Roger. They were really patient with me. They like allowed me to learn, let me make my mistakes. I had good success early on, but I failed under the championship 2 years in a row. Just the pressure. And Roger, I thought I had 2 years locked in, and Roger's like, "Yeah, Ryan, if you didn't perform that first year, you were gone." I was like, "Well, good thing I didn't know that,
because I would have been a head case."
Yeah. So there might have been something in the contract that would have maybe got him, but which I understand. I mean, like I hadn't done anything, so it's, you know, rightfully so. But anyway, it just, without Roger, it just would have been, I mean, I got to work with, he is the best. I mean, if you look consistently in all areas, you know, on the bike, off the bike, bike setup, I mean, he's just, yeah. So
what do you think he saw in you?
I don't know. He said my corner speed was amazing. And I was like, well, I thought my corner speed was good. And
yeah, I try.
Yeah, so that's good. I mean, so it was just surreal. Even now today, I look back and I got to remember, like, it's just, I got a 2-year contract based off a tryout at Glen Helen. I had met Roger in person, never rode in front of him. And I left that. I just remember I crashed in the mud early that morning. So go out in Glen Helen. The track's rough. It's like from race the weekend before, so the bumps are rock hard. There's water holes everywhere, and I went in the water and I crashed. Bike's all muddy. I'm thinking, well, my chance is over. I'm just gonna go have fun riding my bike for the day now. You know, a factory bike. I'll never get this chance again. Maybe not. And I just was like out there riding, and Ricky was out there too, which made it even more nerve-wracking. But I left, and I was by my surprise. He's like, I really like what we see. We'll do a 2-year deal. And I mean, it was just things like, when does that happen?
Yeah, that is crazy.
That never happens.
And there was no precedent of a B rider. Just straight out of a B rider. No. Hadn't won that much stuff.
No.
And just plucked out. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah. It was just, but anyway, so just a cool opportunity. But yeah, it was, we spent a lot of good time together. It's been nice. We go to dinner and just with Rajas, and it's just nice to, even today, you know, pick his brain about, you know, whatever. So it's good. It's a good relationship, good friendship, and
yeah. I just think it's so, you're a strange guy in the sense that like you're almost humble to a fault for being a motocross and supercross star. If that makes sense, you know, so it's like you're so down to earth and you're so humble and you don't think yourself to be any better than anybody else, but it's almost like there's a level of that ego that you need to have to like be successful in a sense. Like there is a point where self-belief really helps when you're trying to win these races. So it seems like of all the battles that people have to win Supercross championships, like yours was quite unique in that you mainly just battled yourself in a sense for the most part of your career.
I mean, that's what a lot of sports are, right? You're mentally probably the biggest, you know, enemy, you know, of yourself. It's just, you know, your thinking and all that stuff. But I don't know, my life's just, I guess, just touch on it, like, you know, and my whole life's been this way. And I'm glad I mean, you know, it's God's hand. Just, you know, if you get, you know, start getting a little prideful, a little cocky, and you start getting a little comfortable, it's just like, God has a way of, you know, humbling you. And I've seen it my whole life. I've watched it. And the same with racing. And same in all areas, but racing was just a lot of people accuse me of, and I don't care what people think. It's just a lot of people like, oh, you know, he he always says the same thing, or he's just, you know, one race at a time and this and that. All honesty, dude, I was just trying to keep my composure, myself from keeping prideful, myself from being over cocky, overconfident. I mean, you see it. I want to win races, but I don't want to take it for granted. Oh, this is great, and abuse it, and then it all gets taken away. I was just trying to keep myself in check. That's the best way to say it. And I didn't, maybe it's a flaw in me, but like I by being consistent, whether it was with podiums, the same podium speech or saying the same thing, I was more telling it to myself, like to keep myself from getting outside the line. So yeah, I mean, it's just, yeah, which is great. I mean, I think,
no, it's noble, man. Like I just think it's funny that, to reach the level of success that you did, like it just really goes against that, like you almost have to tap into like if you think about peak Ricky, like, Ricky now, you've known him for a very long time. Yeah. He is one of the most humble, down to earth, nicest guys on planet Earth. But peak motocross Ricky Carmichael was a dickhead. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, but in terms of like a character, like he kind of had to be this guy, and he assumed and he played that role, and that role made him the greatest motocross rider of all time.
Yeah.
So, but it's like you reached levels while just battling that feeling, battling yourself in a sense, and I just think you're one of the rare guys that you've stayed so committed to like your views, your beliefs. Like you have this crazy level of discipline that it probably hurt your career at times, you know what I mean? But you stayed true to yourself the entire time.
You try to, and that's you get lost here and there and veer off the wrong track, and it whips you back onto the, so it's just, but yeah, it's good, and a lot of life lessons and probably a lot deeper conversations than for here now, but a lot of things you learn along the way too.
Yeah, and I've definitely, just from knowing you for as long as I have, like I've just got a lot of respect for the way that you did carry yourself through all those years, and it's like, I admire guys like you as well that can like really stick to a plan and really like stay committed through, everything. Like I just even remember like the way that you had like a plan for your life in, California. You moved to California, you were by yourself, you're single, you hadn't met Lindsay yet, and you just discipline, like just this crazy commitment to discipline in your life that I just think it's very, very, very hard in anyone's life to actually keep that level of discipline.
Well, we didn't have Instagram and all that stuff and all. Life was more simple.
Yeah.
No, but for sure, you got to get, when you have a gift, and I didn't want to waste it, and I was so afraid of wasting it that I wanted to make sure we stayed on the right pathway, and I don't. And a lot too, I mean, these are the other things that we learn along the way. It's like once you get out of your own way, and at first you're just trying to climb the ladder, just get a little bit of success, win a race or this and that. But like once things started clicking, it's like, man, the influence that you can have, the impact. Ricky was really good. I got to be his teammate and just seeing how good he was to his fans, and the people that came up to him, and that he took the time. He looked at the person in the eye at the autograph signing, interacted with them, and how you doing? I got to be around people I could learn from, not just on the track, so it was good.
Yeah.
I couldn't have landed in a better, Ivan Tedesco too, another one of the teammates. Like,
he's the best.
He is. He like good heart, good dude, humble, but he just like, I'm out there by myself in California. Him and Teresa, his wife, they took me in. We go to dinners and spend time and go to the track. We were spending our days at the tracks pretty much together. We had the same trainer, and it was just to be around a guy like that. I mean, it was to see it and to learn and to, like, this is what not to do, this is what, this is what to do or how to act and this and all that. So
If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. And to listen to the full 3-hour podcast, search Gypsy Tales in your favorite podcast platform or click the link in the description below. Gypsy Gang.